Good morning, everybody. You might hear my voice is a little raspy. I'm actually dealing with a sinus infection. Happy Wednesday, and I'm running a little late because I had to grab my tea. My tea will hopefully help my voice last through the next 20 minutes. Jim Gonzalez here, EDI Support LLC. I look forward to always bringing information and helping everybody understand some of the different things that we're looking at out in our marketplace. So a lot of times companies come to me and they say, hey, how do you know you're choosing the right EDI for your business? And what I end up doing is I end up saying to them, listen, just because I recommend, Elevate or Boomi as solutions for people, you got to do your own due diligence and you got to start looking at what makes sense for you. As I said, I'll be sipping on my tea so I can keep the conversation going. So what we've been seeing is companies come to us after having spoken with 3 to 4 EDI providers and still can't decide which EDI provider to go with. Why do you think that's the case? Well, in this session, I hope I will explain our current EDI landscape and how to choose which EDI model fits better for your business. And along with that, I'm also going to be providing you some tools. If you reach out and you give us comments and you say, hey, can you share some of those tools with us? So all you have to do is comment tools in the comment section below, and we'll share them with you. You're following on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you're looking from, there's got to be a comment area for you to say, hey, what are those tools? Or send me the tools. These tools aren't perfect. They're going to be changing as the evolution of EDI and the landscape of EDI, API, and all of that changes. So with that, we have, the fully managed EDI, or what we're bringing to the market, Elevate, or have to the market, I should already say. When you're looking at that typically is best for small businesses, startups, no internal EDI expertise, the medium businesses that they don't want to have their own EDI solution. It's a small business, you need an ultra lean portal only EDI solution, less integration, less complexity. You may not care about operating EDI or needing full control of the platform, and some people call that the black box approach. If you're looking at it from the scenario of, oh, this is a black box, I can't get to the maps, I can't set up the trading partners, all of those things, that's like an Elevate. So how does that work? The EDI provider handles everything: onboarding, trading partner management, mapping, monitoring, project management. They're doing everything inside of that platform for you. And that's what we do with Elevate. I think we're a higher level than most providers that are out there because you don't need to bring on consultants. That's who we are. When you get Elevate and you look at Elevate, you're getting not only the platform, but you're getting the team behind it to act as your outsourced EDI department and working through and monitoring and doing those things. Benefits are it's a fast setup, low complexity, and no internal IT dependency. But again, you're handing off all of that control, and that's what you're doing. It's a small manufacturer with 2 or 3 trading partners exchanging under 100 documents a month. We do see that there's, again, medium-sized companies and even enterprise companies that just don't want to take on the management of EDI and API. And I can't blame them. As somebody that's been in this field for over 27 years, I can never blame anybody that's like, hey, I don't want to do with EDI. Because let's be real, there's some days I don't want to deal with EDI. Then you have the hybrid EDI. How does a hybrid EDI work? Well, that falls into the compass of, a Boomi, Celigo, Mulesoft, any of those type of organizations or companies that are, some people look at as an iPaaS or a middleware, something that is allowing you to be able to maintain your maps, change your maps, do your trading partners, do all of those things, but you're not having to worry about the platform. Had to go on mute on that one. So the beauty of that is you're looking at Boomi, Mulesoft, Celigo, and how those work. A lot of time they're for the mid-sized organization or enterprise-sized companies with partial IT support who just want a little bit more visibility and control. And what you do is you partner up, and how it works is you find a provider like a Boomi, Celigo, Mulesoft, Jitterbit, Trade.io, whoever it is, and you look at that platform and say, hey, we can learn that platform over time. And maybe you link up with a provider or a partner like EDI support who can do the implementation. They can set up the integrations. They can do all of those things while your internal team maintains the oversight. So how does that help you? That gives you trained professionals to help you maintain a platform. And if for some reason ever that team isn't doing or working the way that you want them to work, they can you can get rid of them and you still have the platform. You still have all the trading partners they set up, all the integrations they set up, all of those things, or you can look to bring it in-house. It's a balance of flexibility and support is really what it is. It's a growing distributor with 20 plus trading partners, maybe multiple ERPs, and that they need custom flows. Because the first one, which is fully managed, most of those providers are not highly customizable. I can tell you Elevate is, but most of them that are in that space, they're not. They're an off the shelf, out of the box. They're not going to customize it. If you need it customized, this again, where we're different, Elevate fully managed, we can customize that. If you want keys to the kingdom, but maybe not right now, that's a hybrid. And then the third one, which is in-house, self-managed EDI, which means you're figuring out the products. You're figuring out how are you going to handle the different pieces. And a lot of times that's best for your big enterprises with dedicated EDI staff. They have complex trading ecosystems, or those are people that, hey, you built your own software, your own ERP, and you want to add EDI capabilities to that ERP. Well, you have a development staff. So you already have half of it taken care of. You have developers that can build out your own EDI in-house. Now you just need the EDI knowledge. Again, EDI support does consulting that we can help you in that arena. And we can bring that knowledge to helping you. However that looks. Sorry about that. It's just a day of everybody's calling me. Everybody wants to talk to me, and they don't know what voice they're going to get to hear. So that's the beauty of when you do an in-house self-managed EDI, you can fully customize it. The company manages the maps, the connections, the infrastructure, internally, all of those things. You have full control and customization, but it requires heavy resources on your team. Development, it handles all of your EDI knowledge. You need to bring a consulting group in for that EDI knowledge or API knowledge. You can do that. But that's the third place. And a lot of times that's your large retailer that's processing tens of thousands of documents weekly. So you're sitting down and you're going, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Fully managed, hybrid, or in-house self-managed. The in-house self-managed, we can help you, and I can point you to the different tools that are out there, the different MFTs, the open source software, all of those different ones that are out there for you to take a look at. And you can say, hey, Jim, which ones do you know of? Which ones are you aware of? Hop in our Discord. In our Discord, people talk about them all the time. You have to ask the right questions to determine which model fits you. How many trading partners? What are the documents do you handle monthly? What are the document types? Do you have an in-house IT or EDI experience? Do you have a trusted vendor that you work with? All of those things. EDI is critical for compliance and being competitive. It gives you an advantage where I talk to some of these small companies and they're like, listen, I just need to be able to say I'm EDI compliant or EDI capable. It'll help them, believe me. How much control versus convenience do you want? What's your growth trajectory over the next 3 to 5 years? So when you're looking at those things, you need to understand, what does that look like? And for that, again, we've built some tools, spreadsheets, whatever you want to call it, to help you figure out which one makes the most sense. When you're talking to the EDI providers, when you're looking and you're doing scoring of those EDI providers, when you're scoping out what the actual project is, you have to sit there and you have to figure all of that out to help yourself. A lot of people don't know that you have to sit down and write it on a piece of paper or type it out on a Google document and know what's going on. Whenever you get a vendor, an EDI vendor or EDI provider or API vendor or API provider, and they sit down and they go, oh, we don't need to get into which trading partners, what document types. We don't need to break down your statement of work. That should be a red flag. I can tell you that all day long. That should be a red flag if they're not getting into, hey, is your business process already figured out? Is this already laid out for integration and automation? If it's not, then there's a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And this is my first time doing this, so this should be interesting. We're going to go ahead and go boom. And we're shared this one. All right. So what we have here is a checklist. This checklist, of course, was brought to you by Elevate, and it's powered by EDI Support LLC. This is an EDI provider evaluation checklist. This is where you go down and you look at it and you go, okay, what does a demo look like? What's the implementation process look like? Ask these questions and check them off as you ask them and you get answers. You can see there's a bunch of questions that are right here in the very beginning that are going to take you through, what does it look like? How does it help? And then we give you some pro tips on things that you need to look for. Look for providers who offer cloud native, fully managed onboarding, not just a demo video. Modern platforms. You don't want your platform looking like it's from 1996. It's 2025, folks. The platform should be up to date. It should have a user experience. It should also have, it should also have the flexibility of being able to match you and your experience that you want to see. So those are the things that you look for. You're going to look for your internal resources, flexibility, who's the support, responsiveness, and SLAs, all of those things. So as you can see, we have various sections throughout this document that'll help you. That'll help you to figure out, did you do the right things? And then if you still have questions, you can schedule a free consultation with myself. And I'll go over this, and I swear to God, not that I should ever swear to God, but I swear my voice will get better. I'm on the mend, and some tea helps me get through this stuff. So don't laugh and don't think I'm not here to help you. So I'm going to stop sharing that one. That's our EDI provider evaluation. The next thing that we have is we look at, okay, we did our evaluation. Now, what's the next thing we need to do? Who are the different people that we are looking at? Well, guess what? We want to look at, what's that scoring sheet look like? So in our scoring sheet, we're going to start looking at, how do we score these people? All the different providers that we're looking at, we need to put them up against each other and give them an evaluation. So we have our instructions on how you do this. We have our scorecard, because if you're in retail, guess what? You're used to a scorecard. Your EDI trading partners put you through a scorecard. So you're going to want to score them on onboarding speed, integration options, support quality, pricing and transparency, and see who ranks out the best for you. by putting in scores of the different providers that you've reviewed. Again, it's a knowledge of do your due diligence and look through these things. Talk to other people. Go into Discord, go to Reddit, go to LinkedIn, go to YouTube and check out videos. Do all of those things to help you produce your scoring sheet of those various providers that you're looking at. So that's another piece and another tool that we can send your way. And last but not least is the big thing, and these are for people that are migrating or people that never had EDI, but they know who's asking for EDI. Well, guess what? That's called a scope document. You're going to know a lot of different vendors share a scope document that looks very similar to each other. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to take a look at that. What does that scope document look like? Well, a scope document looks like you're breaking down who are the trading partners, who are your vendors, customers, 3PLs. Are they live or do they need to test? Do we have their EDI documents and guidelines? What's their communication they prefer? Which type of documents are they looking to do? So you can go through and actually score all of those things. It's pretty intricate. And again, a lot of your different providers are going to want to know this information. They're going to want to know if you need to do labels. What's your priority? How many estimated transactions are you doing a month? Is that orders, claims? What does that look like? Do we have our EDI contact for that particular trading partner? Is there any special integration notes that we should be aware of? What's the vendor number? What's the DUNS number? It seems simplistic, but a lot of people don't do these things to help themselves. And you should. You need to be prepared, because the more you're prepared, the better off your EDI experience is going to be. If you say, I can't pull all this together because I don't know where to obtain this information, and you just select a provider that doesn't need this stuff, you're not doing yourself a good service. And that's coming from somebody that's been doing this for 27 years. January will be 28 years. As crazy as that is, I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of my team members have been doing this for a long time. We build out these things to help people. Because again, even though we've been doing it as long as we have, we still forget about things. So the common mistakes is choosing based on the push for an EDI provider to go with instead of a business fit. Overpaying for enterprise software that they don't need, ignoring long-term scalability, not mapping the trading partner network before implementation. It's like buying a jet when all you need is a Honda with a good GPS. Think about that. So the things I want you to keep in your mind is there's no best EDI solution, only the one that fits your workflow, resources, and growth stage. Just because of what I tell you to do today may not be what you should be utilizing 6 months to a year from now if you're in a rapid growth pattern, or there's been a lot of changes amongst your business, or acquisitions, whatever that looks like. A lot of times your small businesses, go with a managed EDI provider. Don't try to bring that thing in-house. Don't be trying to use Blue Seer, bots. I'm not beating those softwares up. I think they're great, and I think they have a great space. But if you're not tech savvy or no EDI, you shouldn't be touching them. Because guess what? You need somebody to manage it for you. You shouldn't be working in your business. You should be working on your business. Mid-market, you can choose managed EDI or hybrid. It's up to you. Enterprise, you should be going self-managed or hybrid. You should not be going managed EDI unless Elevate in 2 years is on your list, because we're trying to make Elevate to fit everybody. Where you get a great team, a great product, but it's not there yet. It's nowhere near ready for enterprise. And I've told a lot of companies that have reached out and said, hey, we're doing millions of documents a month. And I go, hey, give me another year with Elevate so that we can get all of our development that we have backlogged for all the features my team wants, and we'll be right there for you. But you got to give us time. So small to medium, Elevate all day long. Medium to enterprise, mid-market, you can go Elevate, or you go Boomi. Enterprise, Boomi, or full custom in-house system. Again, those are just me saying that. You can figure out on your own which ones you recommend. Most companies don't fall because EDI doesn't work. They fall because they choose the wrong EDI approach for their business. We have a pretty cool announcement that's going to be going on. Well, guess what? If you ever want to meet me face-to-face, go to the NRF 2026 conference in New York, and I'll be at booth number 6263. I will be there. I will be working the booth. I will be talking to people face-to-face. I will be sucking down tea if I have to keep my voice active, or I'll be typing it on a screen. Any which way I have to do it to get the word out and help people, I'm there to do. So I look forward to the next time when I can help you out. But if you have questions, email us at sales@edisupportllc.com if you'd like to meet up for a face-to-face. Again, I'll be in New York. I think it's pretty cool. It'll be January 10th to the 13th. Largest retail gathering that I'm aware of in the United States, if not in the world. So I wish you a happy holidays. If I don't get to talk to you, have a great Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas for you, your family, and all of your loved ones. Take care, be safe, and know that we are here to help you and get your back when it comes to EDI and API. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Meet Elevate, the modern cloud-based EDI platform designed for growing businesses that may or may not have EDI experience and deserve better. No installs, no servers, just secure real-time EDI that works for you anywhere. Get EDI compliant with 200 plus retailers like Walmart, Target, Chewy.com, Amazon, and more without the hassle of endless back and forth. Elevate automates every document, from purchase orders to shipment notices to invoices, so you can focus on fulfillment, not formatting. We set up your trading partners, map your data, and test every connection end to end. Once approved by your trading partner, you go live quickly and confidently. Have an ERP? You can now easily connect Elevate with your ERP via APIs, CSV, or XML, or use any flat files. All systems will now talk to each other. And when you need help, you get real humans, not bots. We're your EDI team, start to finish. Transparent pricing, no contracts. EDI that actually works for you. Elevate your business today with EDI that cares.